So far away, Lucas, does something seem different about this video?
No, not that I can tell.
Probably my imagination then. So far away, Lucas, bit of a different one on today's episode of Wiki whenever these go up now, because we're not referring to a wiki, but a website that has a list on it. And that sounds like we're scraping the barrel, but trust us, we're not. We just really like the character we're about to discuss, and that character is Action Man. So, Lucas, please explain to the folks at home, by which I mean the Americans, who Action Man is.
Ostensibly, it's just G.I. Joe.
Yes. It's G.I. Joe, but that's what it's called over here in the UK. And like G.I. Joe, there have been countless Action Man figures over the years, showing him in a range of jobs, which is what we're going to discuss today. But the thing that makes it so interesting is that canonically, Action Man is the same guy. It's just one man called Action Man.
He's the Action Man, yeah.
Yeah. And I have one here in the office. This is one of my favourite toys as a kid was the Action Man figures. And I managed to save one from being thrown in the bin when my dad moved from our childhood home. So here's my Action Man. It's like Action Man like Dragon Ninja Assault or something like that. And it still works and it's still poseable and he sits on my desk as I write the articles for regular Fact Fiend videos. But Lucas, thoughts on Action Man?
I absolutely adored Action Man as a kid. And again, like you, it was one of the toys like I collected, and it was always like, you know, I had Action Man, my sister had Barbie dolls, the classic.
And every year for Christmas, I'd get like a new Action Man or some Action Man toys or like, you know, things to go with them, accessories, and I could dress him in whatever he wanted to. And I had a bunch of them, I'd make him fight, and I'd play war in my back garden. And believe it or not, folks at home, one of my favourite games as a kid, which I think highlights why I got into video games so much, because this is the kind of shit I had to do to entertain myself, was throwing an Action Man into a tree and then throwing sticks into getting back down. But without further ado, we've now got in front of us a list of all the Action Man figures and uniform sets, courtesy of actionmanhq.co.uk. And folks at home, remember that as we go through this list of all the different Action Men you could get, this is the same guy. So it started with, just simply enough, the G.I. Joe Action Soldier. So that's when it wasn't Action Man. That's just when they sold G.I. Joes over in the UK, and it didn't do very well. But the very first Action Man was Action Man, Action Soldier. So, you know, starts off simple, but he jumped ship quite literally with the very next release, Action Man, Action Sailor. So he's already in the Army and the Navy.
This is amazing to me that just like, they boxed up like a few G.I. Joes, sent them over 2 years later, went, that didn't do well, make the exact same thing, call Action Man and make him look a little bit different. And
then the next one after that is Action Pilot, so now he's in the Air Force. So with 3 in, he's already fought in all 3 branches of the military. Then you have simply Action Man Mail Away, who's naked, so he can be whatever you want him to be. Action Man. So the 4th one they ever released is just a naked Action Man. You can dress him whatever you want. Following that, we have Action Man Combat Soldier Set, Action Man Commando Post Set, Action Man Combat Paratroopers. Now he's had parachute training. Action Man Army Medic Sets. So he's an Army Medic and a Combat Parachutist and a pilot. Then we have Action Man Beachhead Assault Set. So he's storming the beaches of Normandy. Action Man Military Police Set. So even during peacetime, he's still in the military. Action Man Ski Patrol Mountain Troop. Action Man Navy Attack Set, and he's got the little flags.
He does, yeah, they're adorable.
Then we've got Action Man Navy Dress Parade Set, you know, when he's on the parade. Action Man Navy Frogman Set. He's a frogman now as well. So he's diving out. Action Man Scramble Pilot Set. Action Man Air Police Set. Action Man Engineer Surveyor Corps. Action Man Demolitions Engineer. Action Man Mine Detection. So he's probably detecting the mines he just set with his previous job. Action Man Landing Signal Officer, and he has more of the flags. Action Man Crash Crew Set. Action Man Astronaut.
Bear in mind, the first Action Man came out a year ago and he's already gone to space. Like, he's an astronaut now.
Yeah, but keep in mind, this was released in 1967. Then we have, the one after that is Action Man German Stormtrooper. So he fought for the other side. So canonically, Action Man fought for the fucking Germans. That makes me think he's like a Captain America-like figure. Not in the sense that he fought for, like, you know, the Germans, but that he just wants combat. He just yearns for battle and will seek it out anywhere he can find it. He has no allegiance to a flag or a country. The only thing he cares about is fucking combat. He's like fucking Solid Snake.
Or Karl, I was going to say, yeah, it's like espionage. He's fighting for the German side as like an infiltration spy.
Well, speaking of which, Action Man, British infantryman, Action Man, Russian infantryman, Action Man, American Green Beret, or Action Man, Australian jungle fighter, Action Man, French resistance. So he fought for like every force in World War II, simultaneously. And that might sound like ridiculous, but there is a confirmed case of a soldier fighting for 3 different armies during World War II. And I think it was a Japanese guy who fought for Japan, got made a prisoner of war by the Russians and fought for the Russian army, and then was made a prisoner of war again by the Germans and made to fight for the Germans. So he's technically like a veteran of 3 armies, some of which were fighting against each other.
Oh, that's so rough.
That is a rough time. I'm not sure if I remember the exact story. There'll be a fact by below with it. But yeah, Action Man fought for all sides in World War II. Action Man Jungle Fighter set. Action Man Talking Commander. So that's the first one that could talk. So we did all this while he was mute.
That's quite impressive that in 1968 they had a talking action figure.
Action Man Royal Canadian Mountie. And then Lucas, in 1968, Action Man took a bit of a break from military life. Action Man, Action Cricketer. Action Man, Action Footballer. Action Man, Armoured Car Commander. So he went for a brief stint as a cricket player and a footballer, and then went straight back to military life.
Yeah, that's what he does on the weekend, Karl, when he's not in the army.
Action Man, Infantry Support, and he's got a fucking mortar. Action Man, Sabotage. Action Man, Red Devil Parachutist. So he's fucking doing like weekend parachuting. Action Man, Breacher's Boy. So he's like, setting up buoys. And then Action Man, Jungle Explorer. Action Man, Olympic Champion. So he entered the Olympics in 1969 and won. Because he's there with the fucking like medal or the cup. Oh, Action Man Mountaineer, Action Man Polar Explorer. And we move swiftly on to the 1970s. We've got Action Man, Adventurer, and it's just him wearing a turtleneck with a beard.
Yeah.
Do you remember the shit beard that Action Man used to have? It's one of the earliest ones, and they quickly took it off because that was the only on Action Man Adventurer pack, and that's the ones that had the flock hair. And I remember my older brother had an older Action Man that had the flock hair, and his beret wouldn't stay on his head, so he super glued the beret on. And I remember when I pulled the beret off and it ripped all his hair off, so my Action Man that I inherited off my brother had a fucking bald spot.
That just means that Action Man was destined for battle forever.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like 45-year-old Action Man. Action Man Sportsman. Action Man Judo Champion. Action Man Grand Prix Driver. Action Man Royal Grenadier Guards. Action Man the Argyle and the Sutherland. Action Man Parachute Regiment. Action Man Underwater Explorer. And then Action Man World Cup Footballer.
Oh, he got to go to the World Cup, Karl.
And that's a year after he won the Olympics. I'd like to point out. So I like to think it's the timeline of all the things that he did. And then Action Man...
To be fair though, Karl, he could have won an Olympic medal in football.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe he's just a really good football player.
Keep in mind as well, he's also a judo champion. And presumably has had training from every military regiment that he's been a part of. Some of which are special fucking forces. But Lucas, we're not done yet, because then we go on Action Man Go-Kart Driver, Action Man Sailor, Action Man Marine Combatant, Action Man The Lifeguards, Action Man The Royal Horse Guards, Action Man The Royal Marines, Action Man RM Mountain and Arctic. So he's had training from the Royal fucking Marines and the Green Berets.
And then the best one in the world coming up now, Karl.
Yeah, Action Man, Liverpool FC. So that's your team that you support, isn't it, Lucas?
That is, yes.
But how do you feel about this, Lucas? Because the following year, in the same year, Action Man also played for Manchester United, West Ham, Everton FC and Leeds United, along with Chelsea FC as well.
Yep, he's all over the shop.
So in addition to being a world-class Olympian and being part of every military regiment on Earth, including ones that we fought against in World War II, he also played for all the top teams in the Premiership and was an Olympic champion in both judo and maybe football. As well as, next thing he did is go to space again.
Oh, God.
And then he joined the 17th and 21st Lancers. Then he was a British Army officer in the Royal Military Police and an Olympic champion again in 1972.
So it took him 3 years to become a champion again in the Olympics when it wouldn't happen before.
And he's holding a javelin in that one, which means he's a javelin champion. Oh. And then he decided to return to the world of football and joined Glasgow Celtic, then the Glasgow Rangers, then Newcastle United and Arsenal FC, before returning to the military as just a basic soldier with gripping hands.
Oh, this is when they're like, oh, he can actually hold things.
And then he went back to being an adventurer, followed by being another sailor. Then he became a talking commander again. And then went back to the world of football to join Tottenham, Aston Villa, before becoming a British infantryman and then a German stormtrooper again. He joined World War II again. He went back in time to fight in World War II some more.
Oh, it really says a lot though about how much like the UK is obsessed with football, doesn't it?
Yeah, obsessed with football and World War II.
Yeah, true.
The primary things Action Man seems to do is fight in World War II and then go play football. It gets worse as well, Lucas, because in addition, I've just seen what comes up next. It is Action Man, Colditz Escape Officer.
Oh.
Like, Colditz, one of the most, just infamous prisoner of war camps. And then he was a Colditz camp commandant. I really hope he was undercover, because the next one was a German staff officer and he's wearing an SS uniform. Action Man, no. And then we got Action Man, Field Commander, Action Man Sea Rescue, Action Man Regular Soldier, Helicopter Pilot, Secret Mission to Dragon Island. Where's Dragon Island?
Isn't Dragon Island where Mr. X, the evil Action Man villain, is like at?
We're talking now about Action Man in the 1970s and 80s. And in the 90s, which is where this Action Man comes from, they started to lean away from real-world conflicts because maybe it's not a good idea to have kids playing with fucking Nazi toys. And they started doing shit like, oh no, Action Man takes like his dog and goes and fights a guy called, is it Dr. X on an evil island?
I think it was Dr. X, yeah.
With the green hand that span around. But the idea that in the 1970s, after going to Colditz, he went on a secret mission to Dragon Island, and then he became, in no particular order, a commando, a mine detector, a medic, and then the Atomic Man. In his holding, seemingly, Yuffie's weapon from Final Fantasy VII, then a dispatch rider, a field training exercise, and a member of the Royal Air Force.
Christ. Like, what can he not do, Karl? At this point, what can he not do?
Do you know what he can't do? Fucking stop and rest. Action Man's never allowed to rest.
Because this is all within like less than 10 years' time that he's done all this shit.
Yeah. We're not even at the end of the 70s yet. In 1977, he became a soldier again, but now he can move his eyes. This is when he had the Eagle Eyes. Remember Eagle Eyes Action Man?
The creepy Action Man, yeah.
Yeah, so in addition to rejoining the army, he also became a cowboy, an Indian brave. So he's wearing the Indian war chief outfit. The Atomic Man again, Bullet Man again, the Intruder, where he's dressed like a fucking caveman, a member of the US 7th Cavalry. So he went back in time to fight in the fucking War of Independence. He became a pursuit craft pilot, a helicopter pilot, another adventurer, a space ranger captain, a German paratrooper, while simultaneously also being a Battle of Britain pilot, which makes you think he fell out of his plane, landed in Germany, and just joined their fight because he saw war happening.
He just committed to wherever he lands.
Then he became a Russian infantryman, a member of the United States Marine Corps, a US paratrooper, a frogman again, the ROM Space Knights, where he's a robot, so he became RoboCop. And then, for some reason, he went back to World War II again and became another German stormtrooper. He joined him again.
At this point, what's gone back to revisit World War II more, Action Man or Call of Duty?
Oh man, maybe Action Man, because after that he became a panzer captain, then a British infantry major, then a helicopter pilot, and then, I shit you not folks, in 1981 he became Captain Zargon, the space pilot. So he went to space to find more combat.
There's not enough conflict in world wars. We need to go to space.
But then Action Man grew tired of space combat, and in 1982 he became a British infantryman once again, then a Luftwaffe pilot, and then a member of the SAS. And he's wearing the classic SAS outfit, like the gas mask, so speaking of Call of Duty. And then he went to the Arctic to engage in some Arctic assault, and then a helicopter pilot again, then an SAS commander, then an SAS parachute attack master. So Lucas, it goes on and on and on and on. That's not even starting to cover the dumb bullshit from the 90s, where he got a parachute for his dog. Parachuting on. His dog had a parachute. So Lucas, I know we say this a lot, but could Action Man beat Batman? with all that training, could Batman... No, the thing is, could Batman beat Action Man? Think about all the training that man must have had.
I mean, that's true, but at the same time, he doesn't just have, the wealth that Batman does he? Batman could just buy, more guns than
Lucas,
Action Man.
Lucas, I'm counting at least like 50 different military pensions that Action Man's entitled to here. He's got a lot of money. He's got so many military pensions just coming towards it. Like, but fucking hell, Action Man. That's the same guy. Same guy.
The same guy and robot and Space Commando.
Like, what did he learn on Dragon Island that made him want to return to World War II?
Or space.
Or space, where he became a space pirate called Captain Zargon and then decided to like sack all that off to go back to World War II again and be a panzer captain.
It's like, when you've made it to space and become Captain Zargon Space Pirate, do you really need to go back to World War II again?
Do you really need to go back and play fucking Tottenham Hotspur?